Hello, welcome back to AirJobBoss. This is a portion of our general interview information and general airline conduct series. Today I'm going to talk about the use of social media. In modern day, of course, we all have several platforms of social media. It helps us stay connected to family and friends and actually business contacts as well. But this can be problematic because obviously this represents you in the public sphere, even though these are private companies that hold this data and maybe they're restricted to just friends and family or business contacts. You've got to understand that most major airlines and a lot of large businesses have departments that actually scour social media for certain things, any mention of their company, for example. So if you are posting on social media, there are certain things that you really have to know to protect yourself, not only during employment, but also when you're in pursuit of new employment, because at times during the interview process, they might run an internet check and scan of your social media to get to know you better. So it can kind of act in a way as a preview to your personality prior to the interview. So why not make it positive and at the very least neutral? So here are some general rules. The number one rule is your current company probably has rules and policies associated with your use of social media as it relates to your job there or their company. So it's important that you understand those rules. So search for them. They're generally in the employee handbooks or company operating manuals, or there's a department that you can ask about, rules of social media. But knowing those and complying with those is really important. Number one, it'll keep you out of trouble. Number two, it's important that you show future employers that you comply with your current company's social media policies, okay? Always assume that the company you're working for and the company you're trying to get hired for will see everything on your social media that is associated with your name or your position or your title. Okay, so just make that assumption moving forward. As I said before, if your social media content is positive, then it could say a lot of positive things about you. So try to keep it positive. In doing so, never post negative commentary on your current employer. This is actually defensible in a court of law on defamation. And if you damage the company, they can actually terminate you or sue you for damaging them in the public sphere. Also, you could be giving away trade secrets if you comment on the company you're currently working for. This includes taking videos or photos at work during your duty periods, during the time that you're working. You see a lot of this actually. Pictures in front of the plane, inside the plane, videos in the airport, around the airplane, or inside the airplane, and videos and pictures of you doing your duty in flight. This can actually be seen as prohibited by not only the company, but the union, and it could also violate federal aviation regulations because you have a duty to monitor aircraft systems, trajectory, and maintain outside watch to prevent terrain and other aircraft collision. Yeah. So I know in foreign countries outside the US, this has been used as a method for the regulatory agency to do certificate violation action against pilots. So my advice is never post any pictures or video of you actually conducting your job. If you're commuting or you're on a day off and you're going to an event and you happen to take pictures of your company from a public perspective, like inside the terminal or outside the airport, that might be acceptable. But if you're in a security sensitive area, for example, through any door that requires you to have a credential to go through and you take a picture, that can be in violation of the security protocols of not only your company, but maybe the municipality that authorizes you to get on that secure area by the government that's local, and they can actually take criminal action or certificate action against you for doing that. So do not take video or pictures inside any secure area. That also brings me to being very careful about publishing anything that can be considered security sensitive information or trade secret of your company. So again, taking any pictures of you doing your job at your work at the place of business can be problematic. So I would suggest social media be kept to things like your hobbies and your friends and your family's activities, given that they are positive and shed good light on you in the light of your profession, being a professional airline pilot. So things like going to out, you know, significant consumption of alcohol on your free time might not be a good idea to publish. Also, breaking any sort of laws like speeding in your new sports car, any small criminal activity should obviously not be filmed or taken a picture of or recorded on social media. So please be careful about those types of situations. Um, it's important that you do not represent or pretend to represent the company you're working for due to any statement. If you look around my office and this set, there's very little information about what airline I work for. And I do not speak on camera speaking for any airline. I simply speak for AirJobBoss, and I don't reference the airline I work for as a way to give me bona fides or propriety, professionalism. I'm not using them as my status here on this platform. So do not mention really your company in a way that you might be considered speaking for your company. Okay, I know that's kind of broad, a big area, because social media is such a part of our lives, and we consider it kind of our freedom of speech, and it allows us to get to know the people in our community and the community to get to know us. But I have to warn you that it will be looked at and it could be used to judge you in your next airline interview. That's the conclusion of this video. Be safe out there, monitor your social media, and be really careful about what you post. I wish you the best of luck in your next airline interview. If you need any help in preparing yourself, you can certainly click the link below at airjobboss.com. Thank you.